Hello, motherfuckers. Hello to all my ballerinas. Hello, and welcome back to my channel, my podcast. If you are new here, my name is Coriel, and you are now tuned in to Bells Be Speaking. And if you are not new here, I just reminded you of my name so you never forget it. That's Coriel. Coriel. That's my name. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm excited to be here with you today and to share my thoughts about this topic. So let's just go ahead and hop right in. If you are not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and make sure you are subscribed. If you are listening to this, tuning into this on my website, make sure you are subscribed to my newsletter. Make sure you add your name and your email so you can get updated on my new podcast episodes, new music. I have 2 new songs out right now and 2 new music videos, events, all kinds of good stuff. Everything gets sent to the people that are on my email list. My ballerinas on my email list, they get and receive everything first before everybody else. So make sure you're logged in and signed up there so you don't miss a beat or miss any more episodes like these. Okay, so today's episode is about being misunderstood. Okay, we're going to take a deep dive into this based on my factual opinion of why you really don't need to worry about or care about being misunderstood as much as you do. Or, the way it's in society, it's so used as a point to justify someone's depression, or not justify, but it kind of like is used as the reason as to why someone feels a certain way that they do, because they're misunderstood, because they've been misunderstood so much their whole life. So I'm just going to talk about that. So first and foremost, I do want to go ahead and start off by saying that I understand the basic desire to want to be understood by the people that are around you, that are in your community, that you work with, and things of that nature. I think that's, common human nature to want to be understood and included and to feel like you're a part of something, or like you belong, or like things are okay. Because being misunderstood and feeling like nobody is getting what you're saying and nobody gets who you are, that can kind of have a isolating feeling effect, or it can, depending on the person, it can make them feel as though something is wrong with them because other people don't get them. It makes it some in most people's mind, it automatically translates to, oh, something's wrong with me because they don't get me, they don't understand me. Similar to the black sheep effect, you feel like you stick out like a sore thumb, or someone may feel as though they stick out like a sore thumb because people don't understand them, people don't get them. And I've experienced firsthand kind of what it's like to be misunderstood by people. But in my case, it was more so, and still is more so, me clearly seeing that the people who I'm quote unquote like misunderstood by, I have no desire to be understood by them. I have no desire to fuck with them. I have no desire to keep them in my life or to have them as part of my actual social circle of people that I deal with, that I can relate to, that are on my level, that share the same energy and consciousness level as me. Like, how some people say the saying, you're not in my tax bracket. Okay, you're not in my level of energy. You're not in my level of consciousness. Your mind is too small to be around me. So the people who misunderstood me and that didn't get me, it was always extremely very clear to me that they didn't understand me because they were raggedy ass people. And this is just in my experience. And even if they wasn't raggedy, they were people that I literally had, like, I get why they didn't understand me, is what I'm trying to say. And I wasn't missing out on anything by them misunderstanding me. So my perspective on this topic is a little bit different because I never felt as though, and I not even just felt, this is what I felt based on my beliefs and my knowing already prior to this feeling arising. Like, they not gonna get it. They don't have it in them to get it. And this is just a basic knowing that I've just always had ever since I was little, around my parents, my relatives, you know, just people that I was around. Like, they don't get it. Like, it's ain't no hope for them. Even as a young child, I knew that. And it's like, okay, these are not my type of people. Even when I went to a esteemed high school with a diverse group of students as the student body, with Asian and white and every race you can think of, we were all mixed up in there like a big melting pot. And it was supposed to be a good school because you test to get in and stuff. And it was a good school. But I didn't care that I didn't get along with, or not get along with, because that kind of makes it sound like basic arguments and things like that. Like, I didn't mesh with those kids, and I didn't want to. Like, I don't care. Before it was high school, when it was just people I was related to, I don't care to mesh with or be understood by or clicked by with people that I don't want to be like. Y'all all raggedy, narcissistic, depressed, jealous-hearted. Y'all talk shit about people all day, every day. You don't believe in yourself. You feel like shit. You ashamed of yourself. You don't like they don't even understand themselves. And this is not even like from the point of, oh, I was just sitting back like judging people. It's basically what's literally right in front of your face. I'm just not the one that feels as though I have to make it work with who I'm around. I've never been that way, never felt that way, won't ever feel that way, because I've always known that there was more and that there was more for me. More people, more areas to live in, more of this world to explore, higher quality people. And when I say higher quality, that starts off with who they are as a person. That starts off with your spirit. Starts off with the words that come out of your mouth, the thoughts that go through your head, the content you consume, all of that. All of you motherfuckers that I was around, y'all ain't doing shit but laid up, piled up in the house with a bunch of people in it like sardines in a can. 2-3 people to a bedroom, trash everywhere, pop bottles on the floor, pizza boxes, weed on the floor, a bunch of bastards, babies running around with Pampers that sank down to the floor, feet all black at the damn bottom. You know what I'm saying? Y'all laid up in a room. The only thing y'all able to do is have kids, because you ain't got no money to go to no amusement park. You ain't got no money to travel out the country. Don't even have a passport. Don't even know how to get a passport. Have no desire on getting a passport, because you ain't gonna be going on no vacation no time, because they didn't have jobs. They didn't, or some of them, a lot of them did, but some of them didn't. And even the ones that did have jobs and were quote unquote stand up citizens that, got a house mortgage and married and, did the traditional things, I still never wanted to be like them. And I never related to them. And it was a clear distinction, because even in that, even with them doing all those things on paper that, most humans do, because they feel like that's what you're supposed to do in a life cycle. Graduate, go to college. Well, a lot of them didn't go to college, but graduate, go to college, get married, have kids, get a home loan, work a regular job, and then die. And that's what they're doing. And they're fucking miserable. Like, they talk more shit more than they give compliments. They talk more shit more than they speak good things. They're more pessimistic than they are optimistic. Like, you don't have it in you to understand me. Okay? So that's my bias. Let me start off with that. Now, the other thing I wanted to touch on was this. Overall, in other people's cases, I won't say that just because someone misunderstands you, or I'll say it like this. I won't say that every time someone misunderstands you, or a group of people misunderstands you, it's because they are somehow inferior to you. Like, even with the kids that I mentioned that I went to high school with, I don't want to be understood by a bunch of motherfuckers that got no style, can't dress, smell like cheese, and plain Greek yogurt, and you're fucking boring. Like, bitch, your parents, literally, I'm not even exaggerating. I had some kids I went to school with, their parents were 70 years old. Bitch, your parents are 70. 70. And we're sophomores. My mom was what, 30 something? Like my mom had me at 18. We already don't even we're not gonna relate to each other because the way we've been raised in life is completely different. Like, you've been coddled. You don't even know how to call and make an appointment for yourself nowhere to get your hair cut. You can't do nothing on your fucking own. You still walking around here having your mom making you lunch every morning in your lunchbox. Like, I'm driving myself to school. Like, we're two completely different people. We're on two completely different wavelengths. We're on two completely different time lengths. Excuse me, confirmation. Because even when it comes to that, like, when I say time lengths, when I was in school, we didn't have no classes together. We weren't on the same schedule. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're literally not even on the same time of existence. Okay? I don't care to be understood by you. You know, and the reason why I'm saying this is because I think that something that's important for people to hear is people need to realize that someone understanding you does not, or not understanding you does not dictate whether they're superior to you or not. Like, a lot of times people feel like they don't realize that they're doing it, but they're putting someone, that the person that they're talking to or engaging with, or the people that they're engaging with, on some sort of pedestal, to the point where they feel as though if that person doesn't get them or understand them, I'm automatically inferior, or they're automatically inferior because, oh, well, I couldn't make it make sense to this person, so maybe I'm not explaining it right. Maybe I'm wrong. And it's like, no, what the fuck? You're not inferior to nobody. They're not superior to you in no type of way. Ain't nobody superior to me. Period, point blank. But this goes for you too. Even if you don't like agree or see that or understand it now, the fact still remains, and I'm not changing what I said. It doesn't make them inferior to you neither. You know, you don't have to necessarily have the same perspective as me, where, like I said, the people that don't understand me, I understand why. They don't, they are inferior. In my experience, that is the case. In other cases where it's not because they're inferior, but it's just because we don't mesh and we're not meant to mesh, that's another thing. That doesn't necessarily make them inferior, but it's one of those two categories if somebody don't understand me. They not supposed to, or they not good enough to. And that's just what it is, okay? If you got a mind full of fucking slop and chaos and a spirit and a vessel that loves drama and being coddled, and you weaponize incompetence, and you a shit talker, and I could go on and on and on and on and on. You a nosy fucking person. Like, nosy people, they never understand me. I'm somebody that minds my business. I get the fuck on and do what the fuck I'm supposed to do. I don't give a fuck what nobody's got going on, okay? The majority of the population, the majority of people in society, confirmation, they are not like that. They don't have it in them to mind their business. They can't mind their business. They can't shut the fuck up and worry about themselves. They have so much fear of missing out that they cannot mind their business. They literally feel like they're suffocating if they're not talking to someone, if they're not keeping their eyes on other people, if they're not engaging, if they can't. You know what I'm saying? So to them, they feel like something is missing if, like, they're not being understood. I can't relate to that, and I don't want to. Okay? Now, tying that back to what I just started off with saying. Just because somebody don't understand you, that doesn't make them, like I said, like, that doesn't make them inferior or superior to you. Take this example or analogy, for example. If you are a teacher, and or a professor, and your job is to teach people this topic that you are, let's just, for the lack of a better term right now in this moment, let's just say you're a master on this topic. You got a master's degree on it, or you may even just have a regular bachelor's, or let's even say you're a step higher above that, you have a doctorate's degree in this. If you are teaching this subject, let's say it's math or history, your job is to teach kids history and math. Just because the student that you're teaching doesn't understand the curriculum that you're teaching doesn't mean you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Clearly, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I have a master's degree in this. Clearly, I know what I'm talking about. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a PhD in this topic. My worth and the validity of what I'm presenting, who I am, what I'm talking about, whatever, insert fill in the blank. The validity of it, the worth of it is not determined on someone else's ability to understand it and comprehend what I'm teaching them. Some kids, no matter how much you explain it to them or break it down to them, they not gonna get it because the little motherfucker is dyslexic. How the fuck is a kid gonna understand what you teach? Or not even just a kid, a student. If it's a student that is dyslexic but they don't know that that's what's going on. Let's say, for example, no matter how you break it down or make it small or try to fit it to them, or try to twist and turn and explain it from this perspective, or let's try this way. If a motherfucker can't read, you cannot teach them nothing from a history textbook. You're going to have to teach it to them verbatim, low by low by low, small by small. You're going to have to keep twisting and turning and concaving yourself like a damn Rubik's Cube for them to get it, because their mental capacity is not where it needs to be to understand this topic. A better way of saying this, if you're a math teacher, if you have a motherfucker that never learned how to add, subtract, you cannot teach them multiplication or division. You can't teach them exponents. You can't teach them no PEMDAS. They don't even know how to do basic adding and subtracting. So what? Because they don't understand that 9 times 2 is 18, because they don't have those prerequisites of computing math problems, you somehow are wrong with what you saying? No. 9 times 2 is 18, whether the person you're teaching understands that or not. 2 plus 2 is 4, regardless of whether the person you're talking to understands that. Now, in the context of your personal life, your actual life, things that you may be being misunderstood about, and you're possibly arguing about it, trying to defend your position, explain yourself, career changes, career moves, decision making, life changing decisions that you're making. A motherfucker that's always been an underpaid, undervalued, and underappreciated employee, an unseen and overlooked employee, they don't have it in them to understand why you a boss, or how you a boss, having your own business, pursuing and actualizing your real goals. And I'll kind of say dreams, but I'll say goals more than dreams. I don't really align with dreams. They won't get it. They won't get it. Like, they're not going to understand what you're doing. They don't have it in them to understand. Not that they won't ever have it in them to understand, but most of the time that is the case, especially if it's, let's say, for the analogy I just used, it's somebody that's overworked, underappreciated, disrespected, and they are fearful and insecure on top of that, to the point where even though they know that the treatment they're receiving is wrong, they won't leave and try to get something better or do something more because they too scared to. They really not gonna understand you. You making bold, confident moves because you're a bold, confident person. They are an insecure, timid person. They are a low self-esteem person. You a high self-esteem person. You're an esteemed person. They won't understand you. So what? Now you wrong in that sense too? Even if on the outside it may not seem that way, because they got a big ass mouth and they always run their fucking mouth and got something to say. It could be your fat ass grandma or auntie that's been sitting on the porch or sitting in the house on that same damn chair talking shit about everybody for the last 20 years, opening her mouth, always got something to say. So it seems as though they are somewhat of an authority, or they know what they're talking about because they always opening their mouth. But that big ass mouth is just a mask or a disguise for the lack of self-esteem, for the insecurities, for the regret, and for the bitterness of them and their own existence, because they didn't do what they needed to do to be who they wanted to be. They didn't try to be who they really wanted to be. So all they can do is be bitter and talk shit about people that come after them now, because they time that came and went and is gone. And they know that moving forward, even if there was an option for them to actualize on their potential or their dreams or their goals that they actually wanted, the life that they really wanted, even if they had the potential to make that come true in the future, they gonna have too much self-doubt and they gonna self-sabotage it even if they get the opportunity to, because they too scared. They just spent how many years being scared that don't just go away in one day or 1 year. It's too late for them to actually try. So all they can do is talk shit. Now, this brings me to my next point. There are some people who will intentionally misunderstand you just because they don't like the fact that you are the one with the understanding. They don't like the fact that you are the one that has that to say. They don't like the fact that you confident enough to have a different opinion and stand on it. And they don't like the fact that they just don't like, sometimes some people just get irked by other people's existence because there's so much of a drastic difference and reflection or contrast. Not reflection. There's so much of a drastic contrast between them and the person they're observing. Some people just, they no matter how much they try, no matter how much they try to hide it, no matter what they say, even if you get everything down right to the T, there's somebody that's going to purposely try to play devil's advocate and not understand it, misinterpret it, because they don't like the fact that you are saying it. Even if it's coming from somebody else that they don't feel threatened by, or that they don't feel as though, like if this is someone that's in close quarters to you, I'll go back to the example of using a fat ass grandma or fat ass fucking auntie that always got something to fucking say. If it's somebody that's in close quarters to you that feels or that has seen you surpass their expectations of you, surpass your old identity, surpass levels that they've reached, you've surpassed them in half the time. You in your 20s doing more than what they've ever done or they ever will do when they 40, 50, 60 plus. There are some people, even if they're not in close proximity to you, but especially if they are, some people will feel betrayed and frustrated and backstabbed because you succeeded and surpassed them. And they feel as though because of who they are, whatever position they have, that they are supposed to be superior to you. And it's like, bitch, you don't do nothing. Your fat ass don't do nothing but work in a fucking call center or as a damn nurse in a raggedy ass hospital that you don't even want to be in. And you talk about somebody can't surpass you. You know what? I'm going to give it a better example, because at least with a nurse, you got to go to school and prove yourself to be good enough to do that job. Bitch, if you working at a call center, you working the same job your mama used to be working just because she told you that's the only option, that's the only real job to get. Bitch, you working in retail. And no shade to retail, because I used to work retail. But I'm just saying, your whole existence, you hate getting up in the morning because you hate what you do and who you are for a living. Of course, you're gonna intentionally try to turn a blind eye or turn your ears off when it comes to what I'm saying, because you feel like when I say y'all know how I use the pronouns and the however the fuck you say it. I use them interchangeably. If you can't keep up, this ain't the channel for you. I'm not about to keep explaining it. Of course you feel a certain type of way and you like, I ain't trying to hear all that, because you feel as though by default, oh, well, I'm the auntie, I'm the mama, I'm the this, I'm the that. I'm supposed to be a few steps ahead of you. Well, you're not, bitch, and you won't ever be. And some people will intentionally try to act like they don't understand what you're saying to try to throw a jab at you and make you question yourself. Like, that is a defense mechanism for some people. Like, well, I don't get it. I ain't hear it. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't seen nothing. As if that somehow disqualifies or discredits what you're saying. Let alone, especially if they know that you're somebody that's going to take that into consideration and be like, oh, well, maybe I'm wrong. Like, if someone knows that saying that they don't understand you or acting as if they don't understand you or they don't agree will make you question yourself and doubt yourself and be less confident and at least a little bit of a smidget closer to how they are. Because they not confident. They don't feel, even if they are confident about something, it ain't about the topic that you're talking about. If they can make you feel a little bit less of that, then that'll make them feel better. because your confidence and your conviction is irking them. Sometimes it literally disgusts people when you don't agree with what the fuck they saying. It's like, why won't you let me control you? Why won't you let me control your perspective? Why won't you just listen to what I say? What did I say? Like, I used to have my parents say, like, my mom used to say that, or not my mom. My biological mom used to say that, like, all the time. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? I don't give a fuck what you said, bitch. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. If you did know what the fuck you was talking about, you would be happier. You would be healthier. You would be in a better position in life. You would be somebody that you actually were proud to fucking be if you knew what you was talking about. Like, let's just call it what the fuck it is. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is because this is the way it fucking is. If somebody's is more concerned with controlling your perspective than actually being right and beneficial, I can't even think of another word, but that's the best one I can think of right now. Beneficial to themselves and their own life from the perspectives they have. You don't even care to help yourself. You just care to feel like you right over other people. Bitch, I'm not listening to a motherfucking thing you gotta say, and you're not gonna make me feel as though, and this is the way I encourage you to see it from. I'm not gonna say you need to see it from this perspective, but I encourage you to, okay? This is the perspective I encourage you to see it through. Because if somebody is that dead set on just trying to cause a ripple in the energy rather than actually seeing the validity of what you're saying and what you're doing, then that's just not the fucking person for you. That's not the fucking group of people that you need to be around or trying to get in alignment with. Because obviously you're not in alignment. Okay? And then this is you always. I was about to say usually, but I'm going to say always. Okay? The same people who doubt you are the same ones who soon enough realize that they were never enough to be questioning you or judging you in the first fucking place. Okay? Now, this is not common sense examples like you a scientist and you trying to launch a medicine that people are supposed to take and consume into their system. You know what I'm saying? Or this is not like basic common sense things where you need to be understood and you need to be correct, and it's right for someone to pose questions towards you because they need to make sure that what you're saying is right, or there's been flaws proven in what you've done. You know, there's been errors in your research before. There's been side effects from your research and from your stuff before. Like, we're not talking about, or I'm not referring to actual things that need to be clarified and cleared up. You know what I'm saying? This is not even also, this is not even about being like narcissistic to the point where it's like, oh, well, if I say it is right only, like, I don't care if I say the sky is orange, the sky is orange. If I say the sky is purple, the sky is purple. And if you don't understand me, something wrong with you. It's not like, come on, use your common sense and use your discernment. I'm talking about things that kind of change by the person. Like I said, it could be a career change or decision. It could be who you decide to date, how you decide to live your life. You can decide you don't want to eat certain foods no more. You can decide that whatever the case may be, confirmation. You know, it can even be your beliefs, like your belief system and what you, how you choose to govern your life, how you choose to self-govern. Like, let's say you leave a religion and you came from a strong family religious background and you just decide that doesn't work for you no more. You decide, not even just decide, you've always known that wasn't a thing for you. You've always felt this little push and inkling in you that's like, this ain't really it. But out of fear as a child, you stay within the confines. You do what you need to do because that's what they told you to do. But then you get older and that's what they told you to do, and you didn't want to get in trouble. But then you get older and you like, no, actually, I never believed this stuff. Now that I'm older and I can ask questions, because they may have forbade you from asking questions like, oh, well, you don't get to ask about this and you don't get to say that. Now that you're an adult, you like, no, I am going to ask questions. I am going to take a deeper look at stuff. And I don't have to believe it. No, I'm not going to follow along and keep drinking of the blood and keep doing this and doing or whatever, or talking to a pope through a damn box that don't even know me really, I ain't never had a conversation with, ain't no telling what he doing behind the scenes, but I'm supposed to come and sit down and talk to this man and call him father. Why am I calling another human being that's not my biological father or ain't Jesus in the flesh? Why am I calling him father? No, I'm not doing that. The only father, if anything, I'm going to be calling somebody is the father that actually made me that's in the sky, if you have that belief. You know what I'm saying? You may, and when I say that, that means walking away from Catholicism, walking away from Christianity, walking away from, some people were raised in cults. Okay. It's going to vary person by person, but there are going to be people who attempt to misunderstand you, or that literally misunderstand you because they just meant to. They're not meant to expand. Sometimes it's just you that's meant to expand. And I know a lot of times when people come across information or enlightenment, we often have this tendency to feel like, oh, well, I can help people. I can, if they just had this knowledge, if I enlighten them and I wake people up and, you know what I'm saying, like put them on game, then maybe they can help themselves. Sometimes it's not meant for them to. Some people are not meant to grow and to be enlightened and to change themselves. Some people are meant to stay exactly where the fuck they at, exactly how they are. Some people are meant to be the example of what happens when you don't believe in yourself. And there are some people that are meant to be the example of what happens when you do. There are some people on this planet that are meant to be the example of what happens when you blindly follow the leader of religion, of a person, of a cult, whatever the case may be, of a negative cult. There are some people that are just meant to be the negative example, and there are some people that are just meant to be the standard of what to do. There are more things going on than what meets the eye. Especially more than just, do they understand me or they don't understand me? Do I fit in or I don't fit in? You could be like me, light years and eons ahead of your time. Okay? Some people, they just don't have it in them. Okay? They just don't have it in them to understand you because they're not meant to. Okay? Now, going back to what I said about there will be people who realize that they were never enough to be questioning you or judging you or trying or attempting to be positioning themselves well, let's see what I think. Well, I said this. Going back to that whole not topic, but statement that I said. The same people who claim they don't understand you or claim whatever they say in their little back alley conversations and their little Facebook chats, whatever the fuck they small, low vibrational, low activity they be doing, whether they sitting in the break room talking under their breath, whether they got a group chat, whatever the fuck. People will do that until they see it works. Until they start feeling that it works. Because once you really stop giving a fuck and detach, that's already them feeling and knowing that it works. Once they see that shit works, then even if they don't come outside or come out verbally or publicly and say that they've changed their mind, they still change their mind, and then they get to fucking studying you. Then they want to know how you did it. Then they want you to teach them your ways. Once they see it works, once they see it in a way that clicks for their small mind, that clicks for their pea brain, once they see it works, then they want to sing a different tune and be like, oh, well. No. Now imagine you done spent all this time gaslighting yourself, damn near having people trying to drive you crazy. Drive you to a mental breakdown is what they're trying to do. Trying to make you question yourself, question what you think was real and what's not. That's what their attempts are. Their attempts to invalidate you is to try to drive you to, it's almost like rage bait in most cases, depending on the person that's doing it. Not every time, but a lot of cases, that be people's way of trying to fucking rage bait you because they just want to fucking disturb your peace, disturb your security and your certainty until they see that it work. Okay? Then, at that point, or not even see that it worked, but see that you were right. Okay? Then at that point, the same ones that was laughing and mocking you and talking shit or whatever in the beginning are the same ones that's going to be trying to copy you Because I got so many people that's mimicking me now. Mimicking, trying to talk like me, trying to be like me, trying to take on my mannerisms and persona. And one-sided, private, one-sided competitions, and they're still fucking losing. They always gonna be losing. Trying to compete against somebody that's not even playing a game against them. Bringing checkers moves to a chess game. Bitch, I'm already 1,000 steps ahead of you. Now at this point, you go from intentionally trying to misunderstand me as a way of undermining who I am, my decision, my whatever. Because if it hasn't clicked for you yet, let me say it verbatim or clearly. Sometimes people misunderstanding you or claiming that they misunderstand you is a spiritual warfare mechanism. Okay? It's a mechanism to attack someone's confidence, attack someone's message, attack someone's... It's a mechanism to attack, depending on who that person is, and depending on... When I say who that person is, I mean their mindset, their spirit, their experiences in life, their personality. Okay? You know who you dealing with. Okay? Everybody's situation is different, but especially if you know it's somebody that's just a ain't shit ass person. Okay? A gnarly, just bad spirit person. People will use I don't understand that. I don't get it. That don't make sense to me. They will use that as a defense mechanism, as an attack mechanism to try to minimize your impact, to try to minimize the effect that you have on people in your environment. If they can say, oh, well, that don't make sense, and try to discourage people from supporting you or believing in you or interacting with you, then they feel like they won some type of way. They feel like they're important. Some people only feel as though they're important by dragging somebody else's reputation down. And even when they think they're dragging somebody else's reputation down, they're not dragging shit down. People are just realizing, whether they say it or not, people just realize that person is fucking bitter. Because if they're talking about you like that, 9.7 times out of 10, they're doing that for a long list of other people as well. Trying to attack their words and assess everything down that they post to the T. Like, this is not just something that they do with you. More than likely, they have a pattern of doing this shit with people. So even whether it's people that they know personally, it even can be people that they don't know, ain't never gonna fucking know, ain't never met, celebrities. Okay? It could be people that's like that they ain't never crossed paths with. I'm telling you. Even when they think they pulling somebody else's reputation down, they only creating a reputation for themselves. And that reputation is, oh, this person always got something to say. Oh, they just like complaining. They just like hearing they self-talk. Even if people ain't saying that out loud, no. I won't even say trust and believe me. You need to know that is what the fuck is happening. Okay? Because even if somebody just doesn't understand you, like someone just genuinely doesn't get it, they don't take it upon themselves or feel that much inner conviction or frustration to try to make a smear campaign, they don't have no negative, devilish attachment towards you. Like, they don't feel like it's their mission to prove you wrong, or they don't feel like it's their mission to make you believe them. That's some other shit. When somebody start feeling like that, they frustrated and irked just by you being yourself, your own existence, your own belief system. Once they feel like it's part of their own life mission to prove you wrong and change the way people see, that's some other shit. That's some fake ass want to be in control of somebody because they ain't in control of themselves or their own life. That's some shit like that. A parent that is so heavily invested into your life because their life didn't turn out to be shit. So they trying to live vicariously through you and control and feel like they're living their life. Like I said, living vicariously, but feel like they're getting their success through the decisions you make and shit. Then they gonna feel like, oh, you need to listen to me. You need to do this. Bitch, no, you better back your stupid ass the fuck up. A boss that can't present his own ideas. So he gotta strong and heavily piggyback off of the projects that people in the company are doing. So he has to make you feel like, oh, his way is the right way because he wants to get credit for on the launch someday. No! You either make your own launch with your own idea or get your ass the fuck on somewhere. Like, don't get swept up into the illusion of these power struggle dynamics that people are doing and labeling them as, oh, they don't understand you. Don't be walking around here letting nobody try to make you identify as somebody that's misunderstood. You're not misunderstood. You're misunderstood by the people that are not meant to understand you, and you're understood by the people that are meant to understand you. You're understood by the people that are in alignment with you. You are understood by the valuable people that you are meant to interact with. That is good for you to interact with. If somebody don't understand you, if it's like y'all not meshing, if it feels like somebody is repelled or they're acting like they're repelled or they're repulsed by what you're saying, great. That means that who you are, what you saying, so on and so forth is doing its fucking job. Because if it's somebody that was a good client, a good friend, a good relative, somebody that's actually good enough to be considered your family, you know what I'm saying? Not just a relative because y'all share blood, but a family member. We're blood relatives. We're family because they're a good person to me and I'm a good person to them. Good person to them. Confirmation. They will understand you, or they will make room and give grace for them to allow themselves to grow into the understanding that you have. Because you may not have gained that understanding at one point. Everything is a process for some people. But them other motherfuckers that want to try to, like, their mission is underhandedly trying to make you like bring you down a level. Like, you ain't right. Like, I don't agree with what you saying, so you're not right. You need to come back down to reality. You need to come back. Like, people be saying that, like, they need to come back, come down, like bring it back. Bitch, ain't nobody bringing nothing back. This life and this world is about expansion. Okay, it's about expansion. It's about growth and evolution. The only person that will want somebody to bring themselves back or down somewhere is a motherfucker that is damned to stay right there where the fuck they at. They can't grow. They can't expand. They can't do shit but run their mouth and be bitter and depressed because that's all they've spent their life doing. They wasn't acquiring no skills. They wasn't making no connections. They wasn't learning nothing. They wasn't improving their spirit. They wasn't growing their wings. So they can't fly the fuck up out their situation. They can't earn more money because they, like I said, they wasn't learning more skills. They wasn't applying themselves. They wasn't doing nothing. They have dug themselves a grave and kicked themselves off in that bitch. And so they're stuck there and they feel as though other people need to come down there with them. Those are the motherfuckers that's going to intentionally try to misunderstand you and make it seem as though, oh, well, you need to come back down here to where I'm at. Bitch, misery loves company. No. Small minds love other small minds. And if it's not a small mind, they want to shrink a big mind down to a small size. Because then they feel like, damn, well, if I'm that powerful enough to make this powerful, smart, talented person shrink and come down, then I must be powerful. I must be important if I'm strong enough to make a strong person weak. If I'm strong enough to weaken a strong person's perspective or standing, then maybe I'm not as weak as I think I am. Maybe I'm not as insignificant as I think I am. If I was strong enough to damn near stub a giant, if I was strong enough to daze a giant, okay? Because in their mind, you having your own standing, you automatically appear superior to them. And it's triggering their inferiority complex. Okay, so they want you to feel the way they feel. They want you to feel inferior, which is why they're telling you or making it seem as though, oh, they don't get you, or they like they're repulsed by you, or like you don't fit in. They want you to feel the way they feel. So their mechanism to doing that, their mechanism to making you feel that way is by claiming that they don't understand you and trying to invalidate your message. And that's when you just look above that shit, leave them right down there where the fuck they at to go and talk about another topic, another subject, another person that's already doing it, that's actually making moves. and you keep moving on with your life and doing what it is the fuck that you were supposed to do or that you wanted to do. If they don't understand it, then they just ain't meant to get it. You got to move on and you got to take your shit elsewhere. Stop casting your pearls before swine. Stop trying to help people that it's too late for them. No matter how much you tell them, no matter how much you try to help, no matter how much you encourage them, they are always going to have low self-esteem. They always gonna be fearful. They always gonna just be fucking weak. They always gonna be bitter. No matter what you say to them. Some people, it's already in their blueprint to live a certain type of life. Some people are just not meant for more. Some people, they gotta try again next lifetime. Don't spend your time sitting there racking your brain or feeling down like, damn, nobody gets me or nobody understands me. And you sitting here talking to the fucking Walking Dead. Fuck them people. Okay? Again, use your discernment. You know where this applies. You know how it applies. If it's just somebody that genuinely, innocently doesn't understand you, then okay. Still, though, don't waste your time and your breath trying to force them to get it. Maybe that student just need to be in another teacher's class because that teacher got a different teaching style. Okay. Maybe this person, your product is just not a good fit for them. It's not the right price range for them. Maybe they just need to go to another company. When they get out the way, 5 more customers come through the door. When you put that student in the classroom over there, you got 2 more open seats for 2 new students that click with you, that understand and thrive off of your teaching style. When somebody don't fit the mold damn near for you, you got to push them out the way and let what actually is for you come through. That's all that is. Rejection, repulsion is protection. Okay? If they not a good fit, then they just ain't a good fit. Period, point blank. If they don't get it, then they just ain't meant to. Let the people that do get it come through. Let yourself align with the people that do understand. Okay? You teaching, your teaching, your level of knowledge and your teaching style could be geared towards teaching GT students, gifted and talented, intelligent students. Okay? You may not be able to use those teaching styles on regular students. That don't mean that they necessarily inferior, but they don't test as high on their test scores as the students that you teach do. They don't have, their neurons don't fire off as fast as the students that you teach. Okay? The people that you're trying to talk to, their minds can't process information as fast as yours do. It could be for a list of different reasons. It could be because they smoke cigarettes all their life. It could be because they've never read a book. They haven't read a book in the last 20 years. It could be because all they do is sit up on fucking Facebook and watch reality TV in the shade room all day so their brain is slop. It could be a list of different reasons. They could be on 5 different medications and it's fucking up the way that their brain moves because they sleepy all the time. It doesn't matter what the reason is, and that is not for you to sit around and harp on and try to figure out as to why somebody don't understand you. Your job is to stand on who you are, who you believe in, and keep it the fuck moving. I don't give a fuck if it's a mama, a cousin, a auntie, a professor. If y'all just keep bumping heads and not getting along, leave them where the fuck they at and go along with continue on with what you're doing. Switch to another professor's class. Hell, go to another fucking university if you need to, and still complete your degree. Their misunderstanding you ain't stopping no shit. They ain't stopping no show. 1 monkey don't stop no show. 10 monkeys don't stop no show. 1,000,000 monkeys don't stop no fucking show. I don't give a damn how many people try to go up against you or intentionally act like you ain't right or whatever they call themselves saying or whatever position they call themselves having towards you or against you and who you are and who I don't give a fuck. Whoever, whatever. Keep it fucking moving. One of the best ways to get revenge is to show a motherfucker, or not even to get revenge. It could be to get revenge, but it could also be to set the record straight. One of the best ways to do that is to show a motherfucker that they ain't stopping shit. Bitch, I don't give a fuck how much evil eye you sin. It doesn't matter what they think. It don't matter how they feel. It don't matter what they hating on and what they really wishing for against you behind the smile. None of that shit matters. And the reason why I'm saying this so clearly is because a lot of times in society, I see people focus on it too much. Like, oh, people praying on my downfall and, oh, they hate to see you win. So what? It's so much jealousy and envy. Jealousy and envy is a disease that kills the person that's holding that energy. Somebody that's jealous of every damn body, they killing themselves. Somebody that got low self-esteem and feeling in a fucking inferiority complex and they envious and comparing themselves to everybody and got something to fucking say, they ain't doing shit but killing themselves, killing their own potential, killing their own skills, their own talents. Okay? I don't give a fuck about the stories that had happened in the past. Not that I'm being like insensitive to them, but that's not how it goes. How it goes is 1 monkey ain't stopping no show. 10 monkeys ain't stopping no show. 10 million monkeys ain't stopping no fucking show. You know how many billions of people are on this planet? How many billions more of people how many more billions of people we're going to get on this planet in the years to come? And you sitting up giving a fuck that 10 people don't understand you, that a classroom don't understand you, that your relatives don't understand. Girl, fuck them people. They not even your target audience. These are the same people that'll be talking shit or making remarks and sounds and sound effects and everything else when you say you quitting your job or not even say. You might not even say nothing. You might be like me and just move in silence and just do shit because you ain't got to tell nobody shit, explain shit to no fucking body. This is my life, this is your life. You just do what the fuck you need to do. And people just sitting around like fucking stalkers and sideline watchers watching with fucking binoculars, watching everything you do and making comments on it, right? The same people that's like, they left their job. She did it. Girl, why would he leave a good paying job? Girl, why would you leave this job that got benefits and that give you lunch every day? Them same motherfuckers that's sitting up talking about you deciding to not go to college and, what they doing with their life and shit. Those are same motherfuckers that'll be turning around asking you, are you hiring at your job? Is your company hiring? Are you bringing new people in? These are the same people that'll be asking you, well, even if they not asking you directly, they asking around. Girl, fuck them people. Okay? You have one mind. And that is to be controlled by you, not by your mama. You're not here to be a carbon copy example of or duplicate of your parents, okay? Or your auntie or your grandma or like none of that. You're here to be you and do what the fuck is meant for you. You got your own mind. Control it, use it, stand on it. Be your own identity, your own existence, and stop giving a fuck so much about if people understand you or not. That shit used to kind of make me feel like down, not down, but just like it would have me like kind of entertaining questions in my mind. And then I just shake that shit off. That ain't shit, but that ain't nothing but a fucking distraction. I don't care if you don't understand me. I don't. That don't mean that I'm wrong. That don't mean that you're explaining something wrong. It don't mean that something is wrong with you. It means that motherfucker got a comprehension program. What part of what I just said don't make sense to you? Start responding to people like that. What part of what I just said don't make sense to you? What part of 2 + 2 = 4 don't you understand? What part of I'm starting my business or I'm expanding my business so I can bring in more revenues and profits and do what the fuck I want to do in my life and grow my legacy, and I can't grow my legacy being an employee? What part of that don't you understand? And if they still don't get it, leave them the fuck alone. Leave them right down there where they at. Okay? You don't need them. You don't. Your supply is not based on or not reliant on your customers, on people's opinions of you, on none of that. I know it looks that way and it seems that way. It seems like, if you gotta have people like you and gotta have people understand you to eat and to have money and shit. No, you don't. God Source energy is the source and the supply. Okay, so whether you got 10 million people in your corner or 0 people in your corner, you still will be provided for. All your needs will still be met. You will still be happy. You will still be healthy. You will still be peaceful, and you will still be experiencing bliss, because that's how it actually fucking goes. Anybody else that comes after that is just an add-on. Just an extra benefit to you enjoying your own existence as it is. They're not the determining factor. Okay, so don't be walking around here feeling like you less valuable or something wrong with you, or you just ain't none of that shit just because some people didn't, especially people from your fucking hometown, because they didn't understand you or because your family do things and start, girl, fuck them. You could be meant to be interacting with people on a whole different side of the globe, and you wondering about what some fucking country bumpkins got something to say, or you worrying about what some malnourished, unhappy, grumpy, incestuous people got to fucking say. You know, it be all kind of shit going on in people's families. Oh, it don't matter what the race is, it don't matter where. I'm talking about human nature and things that have happened between people in their family that's still going on. And you don't even know how big it's supposed to be meant for you. Or you may know because you have the feeling, but you haven't even experienced it yet. You haven't even met all the people that's going to love you yet. You haven't even met all the people that's going to hang on to your every word as if it's just sweet nectar that they ain't never gonna get again, dripping off your lips. There's gonna be somebody that hang on to your every word and write it down in the notebook because they don't want to miss a beat. That's how much they understand you and they love you and they agree with you. And that's how much your work and things of that nature, or whatever it is that you're presenting, has changed their life for the better. And you sitting up here worrying about this fat, sloppy, nasty, crusty motherfucker that got nothing but dead skin on their feet and dirt on the walls, ain't changed their bed sheets in 3 weeks, ain't smiled in 3 years, ain't had a peaceful mind, ain't even had peace in their own damn body, and ain't no telling how long. You sitting up here worried about this motherfucker that's about to be gone within the next 2 years. They ain't even got 2 more years of life left in them. You may not even be able to see it, but that's what it is. You sitting up here worrying about people whose life expectancy don't even reach past 50 years old. Talk about they don't understand you and maybe some, girl, fuck them. As long as you understand yourself and understand your intentions and where you coming from, that is really all that matters. That is going to attract the people to you that do. I'm not encouraging y'all to be out here doing nothing nefarious. I am not encouraging y'all to be out here doing nothing that's slick and underhanded trying to get over on people, because that's not my style. And if you listening to that trying to get encouragement to do something fucked up from this, then you know you wrong and you know I ain't talking to you. You can tell by the sound of my fucking voice that this message ain't for you. I'm talking about people that's actually walking around with their head on straight. You actually doing something in this world. You actually are being who you want to be. You're breaking out of the simulation and you being happy, you being peaceful, you being free, and this is you're being met with resistance and pushback. Blow past them motherfuckers and keep it moving. They gonna be watching you anyway. Whether they understand you or not, they gonna be fucking watching. They gonna keep tabs. Even the ones that's claiming they don't understand you, they gonna be watching. Oh, well, I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see what he was gonna do. I just wanted to see what she was gonna say next. It's a fucking mind game for these people. And if they can get you to play into it, then they feel like they already won. But the truth of the matter is they've already lost. That's why they feel the need to play a mind game with you to begin with. They know they ain't shit compared to you. They know that they've already lost. They know that they've already fucked up. That's why they are resorting to mind games and energy games to feel as though they can get a good footing reestablished in their life. I'm telling you, this shit goes deeper than just when it applies. I done said this plenty of times throughout this episode, but I'm going to say it again. This doesn't apply to basic, genuine, innocent misunderstanding, miscommunications. I'm talking about people who try to make you feel a certain way about yourself, who you are and what you believe in or what you're doing, through saying that they don't understand you. And you know what I'm talking about. Do not be letting nobody out here attack your confidence, attack your certainty, attack your beliefs, attack your peace. Because that's what it's about. Some people are just peace haters. Some people are just happiness haters. Some people are just success haters. And that's exactly why you got to leave them where the fuck they at and take pride in the people that do understand you. Even if it's only one person and that one person is you at the moment. Like I guarantee you, I promise you, you do not need all them people. You're still going to get the job done. You're still going to reach your goal. You're still going to be successful. You're still going to accomplish whatever the fuck you want to accomplish, regardless of if a whole group of people understand you at the beginning or not. All you need, if anything, is the faith of a mustard seed. You know how small a mustard seed is? Okay? And I'm not even Christian. I'm just using that as a real example and a real analogy because it's true. You don't need two people. You don't need your mama and the faith of a mustard. No, just the faith of a mustard seed. That will take care of all of it. If this group of people don't work out, there's 10 more groups of people that will work out, that do understand you, where that came from. Leave these people right where the fuck they at and let their asses keep leading themselves, following the leader, the blind leading the blind, leading their asses all to the fucking slaughterhouse, and you keep being the black sheep or whatever else you identify as. You really don't even need to identify as that, though. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You just around the wrong people, and you're just advertising to the wrong people. You can't advertise a bottle of $1,000 champagne to motherfuckers that only got enough for a 40 ounce. You cannot sell and advertise a $1,000 bottle of champagne to a motherfucker that only has ever tasted limeritas and margaritas and strawberries, the beer in a can from the gas station. They won't see the value. You cannot advertise a $500,000 car, luxury car that's decked out to a motherfucker that only has drove hoopties all their life, and their perspective on cars is, as long as it get me from point A to point B, I don't need all that extra. That don't mean that you wrong for putting all that effort into a car. Oh, well, why would you put all that? I mean, you only driving to get to the store. Why I need heated seats? Why I need leather seats? Why the paint gotta be all shiny? I'm not who I'm trying to look good for. You advertising to the wrong people. You preaching to the wrong people. You're casting pearls before swine. That's why a lot of times, that's why you're not understood. You need to pivot. Not give up. Not feel down. Not feel like something is wrong with you. Not curl up and go into your shell and shut down like they want you to do, because that's the goal. They want you to just shut up and just stop and just sit down. Nope. Girl, fuck you. You gonna die before I ever do that. You gonna be in the ground, decomposed, before I ever do that. And that's all I'm gonna say here, because if I keep going, I'm gonna be just ranting. Thanks so much for watching and listening, okay? Those are my thoughts on being misunderstood. Again, there are some people that don't even understand themselves. They don't understand why their life is the way it is. They don't understand why they went through what they went through. They don't understand why they got to pay taxes. They don't understand why none of their baby daddies wanted them. They don't understand why their baby daddies treated them so bad and dogged them the fuck out. They don't understand why their relationship is the way it is with their mother. They don't understand every fucking thing, including you. Leave those people where they are. Leave them to their chaos. Leave them to their confusion. Leave them to their bitterness. Leave them to their anger. Leave them to their fucking nosiness, because they can't do nothing but be consumed with what other people are doing, whether they like what they doing or not. Even if they hate what they watching, they gonna keep sitting there and watching it, because they ain't got shit to do in their own life. Leave them right where the fuck they at. Do not let them seep into your mind. Do not let them seep into your self-esteem. Don't let them seep into your feelings. Don't let them seep into nothing. Let them cower away. Don't give them no attention, no energy, no feelings, no reaction, no nothing. Leave their ass right down there where the fuck they at. I don't give a fuck if this is a doctor that we're talking about. I don't give a damn if it's somebody with a PhD. Yes, I said it right. Leave them right down there where the fuck they at. And if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. And if you don't, oh well. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please be sure to like and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on this episode. Let me know what you think. Okay. I do have 2 new songs out right now, All This Time and Pick Me, and I have the music videos out as well. This is Coriel with Bells Be Speaking. I am out, and I will see y'all on the next episode. Mwah. Kisses, 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 love, hearts, 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 and kisses. And make sure you check out Coriel.com for more. See you on the next one.